What's wrong with this table? Your hotel occupancy has been tanking steadily for the last 5 years. Note here how the average actual occupancy started off at 76% in 22 and is now at 59%. Find out the main cause for this. What has caused this steady decrease, which is having a major impact on your revenue also? The continuous decrease has annoyed the hotel owner. He's demanding to know what's going wrong. What actions will you take to go back to your owner? Hotel managers often tend to blame market situation for not achieving budget. However, your competition is doing well, so you have to look internally. Let me show you where you should look first. Knowing where to begin is critical in that. And you need to start with what I call the warning signs of hotel revenue budget. Why is this important? So that you end up with a powerful room revenue budget and forecast. And that begins with historical analysis, which seeks to understand how hotel KPIs have moved in the past and how they are affected. It may look at last year, a couple of years, last 5 years, and so on. You don't want to be caught off guard. Historical analysis mainly looks at 3 areas. Trends, seasonality, and outliers. Why? Because you need to clearly understand what specifically is causing this steady decrease in occupancy. There could be some clear warning signs here. Let's look at trends first. Trends in occupancy, average rate, room revenue, RevPAR, etc. in the past are invaluable to determine how the business demand and supply are behaving. Are you tracking trends in your hotel? Let me know in the comment section of this video. If your market, aka competition, is doing well, then it boils down to demand. Specifically, your hotel demand is tanking. What then should you do? To look into demand in a hotel context is to look into market segments. How well do you know your hotel market segments? These are your customers or target audience. So what would you look for in market segments? And how? You need to ask some critical questions on how market segments are trending over the 3 or 5 years. Apart from identifying market segments, you need to find out the cause for decrease or increase. Increase is equally important since it tells you which segments are doing well. You need to know your successes as well as your weak areas. Your budget needs to take into account this trend and devise strategies to reverse it. Before that, though, you need to find something out urgently, which is the next critical factor in historical analysis. Here it comes. Is your competition also going through the 5-year decrease in occupancy? It may indicate a soft market, but more importantly, what you need to understand is that a hotel is a seasonal business and it begins with the type of hotel itself. For example, how business hotels and resort hotels behave differently and how their highest occupancies behave. As you can see, the leisure resort's highest occupancy is in July, while in the case of a business hotel is in the month of October. Within the type of hotel itself, there is seasonality in a week. Resort hotels tend to be more full during weekends, while business hotels are busy during weekdays. This is mainly because business hotels cater to corporate guests who have appointments during the week. On the other hand, family on vacation chooses the weekends to take advantage of paid breaks from work at that time. But what you need to understand most is that the hotel has varying occupancies from month to month as well. See chart in the next slide. The most common form of seasonality is the monthly variations. Note from the chart above how the hotel occupancies go down 61% and up 93% between lean, peak, and standard months. So business volume is fluctuating and the budget process needs to get a grip on this. Use the powerful tool of seasonality in your budgeting. It may well fix the reason you're falling short in occupancy consistently. But hotel managers, although understand what seasonality is in the industry, hardly take steps to incorporate that into their budget estimates. What do? They use flat averages for occupancies, which is the most incorrect way to budget. Averages are mere indicators and they do not represent any actual occupancy levels. The average of 79% for the 6 months here does not reflect any of the individual month occupancies. If you use this average, your budget will have no specific month basis. Many hotel managers are guilty of using these flat averages. Are you considering the demand increase and decrease in your market segments? Let me illustrate. First, note how number 1 powerfully brings in the seasonality factor into your budgeting. Next, note the month-wise market segments, which are based on standard, lean, and peak month demands. Room nights are varying from month to month according to the type of market segments. Corporate A in the month of January has a different room nights count compared to corporate B or even the crew. Finally, outliers are abnormal events in the past year which distort comparisons. Your budget should remove the effect of that and take into account that in the current year. Any spikes from the abnormal event will not be repeated this year, the budget year. Typical outlier events are like the Olympics, which take place once in 4 years in a city, and so the spikes from a previous year must be corrected. So did learning about historical analysis in budgeting assist Sarah, the revenue manager, in correcting this occupancy free fall? Understanding something is different from actually fixing it. The only way to reverse the occupancy plummet for Sarah is by taking immediate action, doing what you want to know. Coming up, Sarah has to dive into and leverage market segments to bring occupancy back on. But not to worry, we have that covered. Watch the market analysis video being pointed to above.